What if Naruto was neglected and a wolf? I'm going to explain how Naruto is a wolf. Male Uzumakis can transform into wolves. Usually, the Uzumaki males' wolf's fur is blood red, but the more powerful ones have golden fur. And do you understand? If so, good. Naruto's wolf, I'm going to explain now. At 12 years old, his wolf stands at 7 feet tall, golden fur, 4 tails behind him. You can see the picture on top. Yep, and red markings and markings on his legs. You understand, right? And how Naruto is going to be neglected is his parents don't on purposely neglect him. They're just focusing more on Mito. Mito is his sister, his older sister, but they're twins. They're focusing on her since she has 9 tails chakra and he has the soul of it. I think I've described everything that is necessary, so we're going to get on with the video. A peaceful night. The stars, the moon, the wind blowing in the air. It was beautiful. It was peaceful. Everyone was walking home. It was around 9 to 10 p.m. It was bedtime for everybody. And everyone was just at peace. Until a loud booming sound was heard from the distance. Everyone turned their heads to the direction. In horror, they screamed, seeing a 9-tailed fox. Everyone started to panic. They ran to the safety bunkers or grabbing their family members. But we're not going to continue. We're actually going to go a couple hours before this happens. Now we see Kushina Uzumaki in a cave on a hospital bed. Screaming. Kushina, you must breathe in, out, push. In, out, push. Alright? Kushina nods and does that. Breathes in, breathes out, and pushes. We're going to skip a couple minutes ahead. We see a beautiful baby girl with bright red hair, crystal blue eyes. This is Mito Uzumaki Namikaze. Kushina does the same thing. In, out, push. In, out, push. We're going to skip 30 minutes in the future. We see Naruto wrapped up in a blue blanket with beautiful golden hair, crystal blue eyes, even more blue than his sisters, more lighter, if you understand. With long eyelashes and just a beautiful baby. If you can think of the most beautiful baby you've ever seen, think of that and times it by 100. Yeah. Naruto is in Hiruzen's wife's hand, who was talking to Kushina earlier, telling her to breathe in, out, push. Yeah. She has her back turned to everybody. And Minato and Kushina have their focus on Mito. Until a thud was heard. They turn their heads and see Hiruzen's wife on the ground. And beside her is Madara Uchiha, or Obito Uchiha. Yeah. Known to Minato as the Masked Man. Everything happens in canon. Everything. Until the sealing process, where Mito and Naruto are on the sealing stone. Mito's on the left, Naruto's on the right. And this red energy goes into Mito, and white energy goes into Naruto. Let me explain. The red energy was Kurama's chakra going to Mito. The soul into Naruto. And Hiruzen, who did the sealing process, the Reaper Death Seal, is right now looking at Kushina and Minato. Naruto has the soul of the Kyuubi. Mito has the chakra. Train them both. Then with that, he falls over dead. Soulless. All that stuff. They nod, but they quickly fall unconscious because of blood loss and chakra drainage. You understand. A week passes. Kushina and Minato was laying down, then they stood up like whoosh, sitting up and looking around, trying to find their children. A nurse comes in with beautiful black hair, brown eyes, just beautiful. Lord Forth, please calm down. I'll get your children. They're okay, I promise. Minato nods, but still looking around and a little freaked out. The nurse leaves, gets baby Naruto and Mito, and hands them off to Kushina and Minato. The nurse leaves. A couple minutes passed, them holding, talking, seeing what they should do. Then Jiraiya and Tsunade come in. Hey, Gaki. It's me, Jiraiya. And how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine, Jiraiya-sensei. Oh, that's good. I need to talk to you about something very, very important. Minato nods, with a scowl across his face, worried about what Jiraiya's going to say. I don't know where, you know that frog, the summoning toad that Jiraiya and Naruto and Minato have? I can't remember his name, so we're going to skip. And Jiraiya told him about what they need to do. He thinks tells him about the prophecy, and he thinks Mito is child prophecy, blah blah blah, and they need to train her and need to put Naruto a little bit out of the box, or out of the family, just a little bit. Focus their attention on Mito. Tsunade did warn them, don't do this, this will come back as a pain in your butt. I promise you. Okay, we're gonna skip 5 years in the future. We see, oh geez, I'm going very fast about this. Well, either way. Sorry, my throat's getting dry. We see Naruto in his bedroom. The bedroom is in the attic. Sitting on his bed. The walls are white. And there's a dresser, a desk, and a bed. If you can think about the most plain room you have ever been in, think of that, but 1,000 times worse. Plain, it's just wooden floor, plain white, walls, and all that. And there's a window beside Naruto's bed. And right now he's directly staring out of it, looking down and seeing Tsunade, Jiraiya, Minato, and Kushina training Mito. Right now she's trying to walk up a tree, but keeps falling down. Naruto sighs, gets off his bed. Sorry, yeah, I just moved from a different room and there might be some sounds. Yeah. Yes, I know. Either way. Naruto starts to work out, doing sit-ups, push-ups, and doing basic stuff that you usually would do in your room if you're working out. Either way from that, it's around 5:30. He grabs a pair of clothes, walks to the bathroom, and takes a shower. 5 minutes later, it's 5:30 now. Now, he gets out, and no, I'm gonna let you know. He has long hair to his mid-back, and he ties it up and puts he puts a wig over his hair since when he was 4 years old. Well, he turned 4 years old. He has been beaten by the villagers anytime he comes in contact with them or sees them. And they see him and it beats him up. Yeah. Very sad fate for Naruto. Either way from that, Naruto. Yeah. So he doesn't want his hair being ruined or any of those things. So he ties in a wig, making his hair look like how it does in the anime. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm out of breath. Naruto, he goes downstairs, starts cleaning and making breakfast. Now it's 6 o'clock. He already ate his breakfast and has the plate set out for everybody. He washes his plate, puts it away, goes to the library, starts reading. 3 hours pass. It's 9 o'clock now, or 9:35. He decides to go to the woods and do chakra trade. Try to open his chakra pools and all that stuff. He leaves, not telling anyone where he's going. He goes to the woods. They are far from his home. Far. It's around an hour jog. Jogging all the way there takes an hour to get there. Right now he's sitting in the middle of the woods. There's a lake on the left side of him. Not too far, but it'll take 5 minutes to walk there. Yeah. And it's just peaceful woods. And he's just sitting there, meditating, focusing on his chakra. And just breathing in and out. And wondering to himself, everything that has happened in his life so far. His family neglects him. His sister is a bully. The villagers beat him. Just thinking about that. But he snaps himself out of that and focuses more on his chakra. 35 minutes pass. And Naruto can feel this power, feel this energy exploding off him. He knows it's his chakra. He opens his eyes and sees the trees, the plants grow at a rapid rate. The trees that used to stand 10 feet high are now 60 feet high. The flowers used to be short, small, but delicate, have now grown into thick, beautiful, yet dangerous vines. And just think of this mystical forest with tall trees, plants everywhere. Yeah, you see it. You know what I mean. And he's amazed at this. I really just did this? Did my chocolate just do this? He calms down, starts breathing in and out, focusing on what he has to do next. He stands up, walks to a tree, and plucks a leaf off the tree and puts it to his forehead, focusing the chocolate to the leaf. He lets go of it. On the first try, the leaf sticks on. He's amazed. He starts spinning around, still focusing the chocolate to the leaf, and just dancing and just moving around, shaking his head, and yeah. The leaf doesn't fall off, and he's amazed at that. The leaf falls off after he focuses the chocolate off the leaf. He looks towards the tree that he plucked the leaf off of. And he starts focusing chocolate into his feet. And he starts walking up the tree. And he only gets maybe 10 feet until he falls off. He grunts in pain, stands up and does it again, focusing more on the how much he's putting into his feet, and starts walking up there. On the second try, he makes it all the way to the top of the tree and walks down, up, down again, and he feels really confident in himself, so he starts running up the tree, up, down, and he's amazed. And thus, Naruto is going to be a prodigy. Naruto gets off the tree after he was done having his fun and walks to the lake that I told you about earlier. 5 minutes pass, he's at the lake. He focuses the chocolate back to his feet and starts walking on the water. He only gets maybe 5 feet in until he falls through. He pokes his head up out of the water and spits out the water that went into his mouth. Wah. Again. Naruto gets out of the water and does it again. And 2 hours pass of him continually doing this. Because walking on water is much harder than walking on a tree. After the second hour passed, he was finally able to walk on the water and run and do everything that a ninja needs to do on the water. He does it. And he's amazed at himself that he's able to do this. But a sneaky idea pops in his mind. He gets off the lake and walks towards a tree. He focuses the chocolate into his hand and presses it against the tree. Focusing the chocolate to his hand into the tree. The tree starts to grow and grow. The tree that used to stand 60 feet high is now 160 feet in the air. He's amazed. He steps back from the tree. And the tree is gorgeous. The color of the leaves is a life green. The tree looks alive, powerful, and thriving. Yeah. He decided it would be a good time to start working out. After a while, it's 6 o'clock now. He decides it would be a perfect time to go back home. Note, after the working out and using his chakra for the very first time, He is very tired, sleepy, and his legs under him are jiggling. Jiggly, jiggly. It's jelly. An hour passes, and he is close to home. Since he's walking, not jogging, it does take 30 more minutes for him to get home. Until he was yanked back into an alleyway by his left arm. He falls to the ground and looks up to who pulled him to the alleyway. He sees it's an old man, and behind him are 9 other people. 5 women, 4 men. They all are holding bats, broken beer bottles, knives, all a different assortment of things that could hurt a child. They're holding. Naruto grows scared, knowing what they're planning to do. He doesn't beg. He knows that none of them care if he begs or not. They're just going to beat him anyway, so why even waste his breath? He isn't strong enough to fight against them. And if he does, it's going to give them more of a reason to hurt him back. If none of you like gore or any of that assortment of things, please get off the video. I will tell you when it starts. So, anyone else who has stayed on now, I am going to start the gore. The man who yanked him into the alleyway grabs him again by the hair, dragging him deeper into the alleyway. Lifts him up and throws him against a wall, causing his head to hit the wall and to have a cut above his right eyebrow, which no blood is spewing out of it, covering half his face with blood. Before he can even scream, someone grabbed him by his leg and dragged him closer to them, which was a woman in her mid-30s holding a large knife in her hand. He knew what was going to happen, but still trying to scurry away from it. The woman stabs the knife into his left leg, dragging it down to his knee. He sends out a blood-curdling scream. The knife is pulled out of him, and someone grabs both of his wrists and puts them together, holding him down. Someone lifts up his shirt, which was a man in his late 40s. The man, holding a smaller knife, starts carving words into him, like demon, monster, brat, all negative and horrible things were carved into his skin, deep enough to leave a scar. He screams and cries for help, but no one comes to save him. Okay. After 3 hours of blood-curdling torture, they leave, smiling wickedly. Naruto is left on the ground, nearly dead, with blood, dirt covering him. He breathes in and out rapidly, like he just ran a marathon. 10 minutes passed, He starts getting up, questioning, why do the people do this to him? I am not a demon. I am not a monster. I have done nothing to them. What have I done to deserve this? He wonders to himself. He slowly makes his way back home. He sees a lake beside him, and he cleans up. Cleans himself off, trying to not leave blood everywhere. Now he's soaking wet in the cold. He huffs and starts walking back home. He goes to the back of the house, in the yard, and sees his window that will directly enter into his room. He puts chocolate to his feet, starts walking up the house, making sure that he stays quiet, does not wake anyone else up. He finally gets into his room and taking off his dirty and torn clothes and throws them into the garbage that was beside his bed. Closes the window and he makes his way to the bathroom with a clean set of clothes. He sets it on the counter, looking at himself. Seeing the wounds are already healing, but will leave a scar. He huffs and starts cleaning up with peroxide and wrapping them up. He does notice that some of the makeup that was on his neck is starting to come off. Cleans up the makeup and applies on some more. The scar that he's covering up is the first scar he ever had. Somebody took a knife when he was first attacked and dragged it across his skin, deep enough to leave that scar. He doesn't want anyone to know, so he covers up his scars. He leaves the bathroom with a new pants and shirt on. He lays in bed and closes his eyes, wondering what will the next day bring for him. Naruto wakes up and looks around. He sees himself in a sewer? Why the heck am I in a sewer? Oh, please don't tell me my parents decided to throw me away and throw me in this sewer. Oof. Naruto thought to himself. He got up and started walking. He sees that there are torches on each side of the walls, giving a little bit of light, but not a lot. He keeps walking and walking until he comes across a cage with golden bars. In the middle of them has a seal on it, but the paper saying seal. He walks closer to the cage and peers inside. Then a giant red eye opens up, scaring Naruto, making him jump back. Not expecting a giant red eye to stare at him. Then the light in the room, or in the tunnel, got brighter, showing a nine-tailed fox, which he knows is the QB. He's scared, but holds his ground. So I see that the little brat came to see me, but why so early? The Ninetales says to Naruto. I don't know why I'm here either. My name is Naruto. What's yours? Naruto says, shocking Kurama a bit. Like, no one has ever asked me for my name. Kurama thought to himself, looking closer at the child. Seeing him, and looking at him, confused. He thinks for a couple moments and decides what harm would it be to answer the question. My name is Kurama, Kit. Well, hello, Kurama. Can you answer a few questions for me? Naruto says, yeah, sure. But make it quick. I want to take a nap. Kurama says, why did you attack the village, 5 years ago? I didn't attack it. I was forced to. A man named Madara Uchiha commanded me to do it. And using the Sharingan made me do it. There's only one type of Sharingan that has ever made me do that. Follow orders. And that's Madara Uchiha. And I am sorry for attacking your village. Somewhat. Kurama says, not. Well, Kurama, can I lay on one of your fluffy tails? Naruto says, and looking up at Kurama with big puppy dog eyes. Kurama looks into them. And he couldn't refuse. Sure, come on. Let's cuddle up, Kurama says, laying down and using his front paws to hold his head. Naruto smiles brightly and starts running into the cage and lays on one of the humongous tails that Kurama has and falls asleep. Kurama in this moment decides to look through his memories, since he has been asleep the entire time he's been in Naruto. So he looks through them. Let's just say after him looking through all of Naruto's memories is sad, angry, and disappointed. Not disappointed, just pure anger. That how can someone treat a child, a 5-year-old, who has the beautiful puppy dog eyes, hurt him? Who in neglect is just dumbstruck at how someone can treat a child this way. He huffs and puffs and decides to lay down. And let himself know he is going to become Naruto's best friend. Maybe a brother, since they are stuck together now. He shuts his eyes and goes to sleep, hoping that the next day for Naruto will be better than the rest. And also let himself know he's going to train Naruto. He closes his eyes again and goes to sleep, making sure his tail is wrapped around Naruto tightly. And off they go, asleep and away. If any of you have questions or anything that can help me out with my story, please do tell me. Yeah. Have a nice day. That's pretty much all I can say. The next video will come out soon. Bye.